recording. I'm gonna start recording. Hold on. I'm a pig right now. Let me finish eating.
I was eating a fucking ice cream sandwich.
Hell yeah. That's exactly what I'm gonna have for dessert right now.
What kind of ice cream sandwich?
Just basic ones from
Oh no, I got it's it. I got it's it, bro. The fucking oatmeal with chocolate covered vanilla ice cream.
nah, just this mine's a plain old vanilla ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, yeah.
All
The
right.
the kind that after you eat, you have to lick the chocolate off of your fingers.
Yeah. You know what I mean? The cheap ones. The cheap ones.
Yeah,
You buy
yeah.
10 for a box of a bunch of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
hell
if you're
yeah.
really, and if you're really special, you get the vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry ones.
Exactly. The what Neapolitan ones, right?
Neapolitan, yeah, whatever the fuck that means.
Neapolitan. Hell yeah, bro.
hmm
So yeah,
hmm
introduce yourself, brother. Who we got here?
Depends on what we're talking about today. I'm either Tom Hernandez or I'm DJ Kane, depending on
Yeah, let's do
depending on who you
DJ
ask.
Kane. We'll keep it
I
DJ
like that.
Kane, bro. Hell yeah,
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I know your channel's about music, and I had some ideas of what to touch on that might be interesting to your listeners and
oh hell yeah,
your
hell yeah.
fans. Your fans. Do we still call people fans, or is that a proper pronoun to
They're
use? We don't use that.
subscribers now, bro,
Subscribers.
and
That's right.
followers,
Followers. Yeah.
homie. Yup,
Oh yeah.
subscribers and followers, dude.
Hey, you know, though I never liked calling people fans anyway because like people that I mean, obviously, like I don't feel like at least me personally, I never had like a whole group of fans, but every fan I had became my friend. So fucking
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Well, that's what it's about, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like a lot of people say, don't meet your idols. Well, come
Mhm.
meet us. We're cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. Hey, that's true. Like, yeah, there's even like DJs that work with us, like DJ Subs.
yeah.
He was just, I don't even want to say a fan, but like he heard us on the radio and then he had called in and we were like, hey, we're drinking in Watsonville if you want to come through. And he just showed up and,
Hell yeah.
you know,
Hell yeah. Pass the vibe check, bro. You know?
yeah,
Hell yeah. So
yeah,
like,
that's how it goes. Right?
how'd you start your music career, man? When did it all begin?
You know, I was doing the math, guys, and 'cause I wanted to give actual years. I didn't want to just say like when I was in eighth grade because who the fuck knows when I was in eighth grade, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but basically, like when I was in eighth grade, which was the year 1986 and 1987. So, you know, me and DJ Dren lived across the street from each other.
Hell yeah.
And when I was in eighth grade, he was in seventh grade, and he went to Notre Dame, a private school. I went to Aptos Junior High. It was Aptos Middle School, and then it turned to Aptos Junior High. But anyway, and so we just, you know, he was kind of the black sheep at his school. I was kind of the black sheep at my school, and so we would connect after school every day.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just started out listening to rap music. And Dren used to always like to say this, like, and I don't know if this is true or not, but we used to try to be breakdancers, but then we realized we weren't that physically agile. So we were like, let's just be DJs.
That is so hilarious, right? That's hilarious. And that was like back in the day when like hip hop was like people didn't really know what it really was, and if you were
Okay,
young
like this, to give you an idea of what of how frowned upon hip hop was, when they used to put out, well, they still do this today. If you listen to a song like an R&B song that has a rap in it,
yeah,
if you listen on a station that just plays R&B but not rap music, they'll have a version of that song that doesn't have the rap part in it, right?
yeah.
So
Definitely.
like stations like KDON and even KMEL, they were all strictly R&B. So there would be songs where there would be, and I remember
Like the
specifically, you know, the
Mariah
song,
Carey song, right? With
bro. No,
ODB.
the
Way
one that I
before though.
exactly no, but what I remember specifically the song with Tony and DJ Quick.
Mm-hmm.
They would play the Tony part, but they wouldn't play the DJ Quick rap on
Ah,
KDON. On KDON, for those of you that are from the Central Coast, KDON is like the main hip hop station, you know, in the
yeah.
Santa Cruz, Salinas, Monterey area. And I mean, nothing against them. It's not like
Yeah,
they
shout
made
out to
that,
K-Don, bro.
you
Shout
know,
out to K-Don.
yeah. I mean, they didn't do anything wrong, but at the time, it was just not politically correct to play rap stuff on a R&B station. So that's when we had to listen to the underground stations, and mostly it was, 90.9 KHDC. We listened to Bubba G. Scotch,
Hell yeah.
and then there was also stations that came out of Santa Cruz, the UCSC. I think UCSC station is 88.1 in Santa Cruz,
Yeah, I think so. I'm
and
not sure.
KZSC, and then there was also stations that would come in on. If you're familiar with AM radio,
Yes, sir.
AM radio has a much longer
Reach,
frequency
right?
reach than FM, and at night when there's less radio waves in the air, it would come even further. So on a good night, we could get the AM stations from LA in Watsonville. With you'd have to maneuver the radio properly.
Yeah.
So there were stations in LA that we would listen to that I don't even remember what the call letters were or what it was, but just hearing rap music, once we started listening to Bubba G. Scratch, that was the first time you ever heard any type of rap music on the radio, It was because it was new, and like people that are listening to this try to visualize it. You think about from this aspect, there was no internet, there was no YouTube, there was nothing for us to see except for through radio and through print magazines, and just word on the street. So even like when we started DJing, we had equipment, but we didn't even know how to use it. Like we didn't even understand the concept of the crossfader, or we had to teach it all. We had to learn it all ourselves. And then
it was still new, right? Like it was like still in its infancy back in '86.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I mean, like if you want to learn how to DJ, you could go on YouTube right now and get a tutorial on learn how to scratch, But me and Drum would just sit there and like almost like just kind of learn by trial by error, and just figuring things out. And then the first time we ever saw any type of scratching on any type of media was on Beat Street, the movie Beat Street. And it's funny because when the movie Beat Street first came out, when people would talk about it, I always think they were saying Beach Street because we're from Watsonville and there's a street called Beach Street.
Yep.
And I was thinking to myself, what the fuck does hip hop have to do with Beach Street? It makes no fucking sense to me. And then when I saw the actual movie cover, it's Beach Street.
Because if you listen, Mexican shit right there, Tom. At Beach Street, at Beach.
For all the English teachers out there, listen to this: Beat Street. You can't hear the difference,
Okay, I feel it.
But only when the word that ends in a T is starting. Only when the word that. But only when like if you could hear beat and beach, but Beat Street and Beach Street. Because of the next word starts with an S, because of the second word,
The S, exactly. Yeah,
which is crazy. So anyway, we watched it on Beach Street, and then Dren and I just would practice all the time, like every day. We would just be in his. We started out with ghetto equipment. I took my parents' record player, like a big ass record player. He took his parents' big ass record player, and then we got a. Well, I think he bought it. I think his mom bought it for us. A mixer from Radio Shack, and then that's just how we mix, And then when I don't know how his mom believed that we really wanted to be DJs, but she went out and bought him a whole DJ set.
Hell yeah.
Like a big coffin with Newmark turntables and a Newmark mixer that had a sampler on it and all this shit. And we were just like, bro, this is like the nicest setup I've ever seen,
Yeah.
And so we learned off that, and then
that's like getting a new iMac or some shit like that, right?
Yeah. Well, it's actually like getting a new whatever the Galaxy version of that is, because we really needed to have what we really needed was Technic 1200s, but we didn't know that at the time. So he had Newmark turntables, which were the same price as Technic 1200s, but he just didn't know. We just he just got what was in the package.
Still
and
dope.
When we got
Still dope.
but then when we got when we ended up getting 1200s, Technique 1200 turntables, then it was like the whole different story. It was like, oh, bro, these don't skip. These don't skip.
Okay. I was gonna say, what's the difference? Like,
Yeah, the difference is like with the if you don't have the right turntable, it's just gonna skip. You scratch and it skips. And then with the 1200s, they were so balanced that they wouldn't skip. And the 1200s were never initially made for scratching. They were made for radio play, so that you would play it on the radio and it wouldn't skip.
And so by skipping, you mean the needle wouldn't jump out of place?
Correct. Yeah. Okay, so like you're scratching. So like
you're moving the disc, not the needle, right? Like right.
Yes. Yeah. You're just moving like basically if you had to explain to what scratching was, if you had to explain what scratching was to someone that had no idea, it's basically just moving the record back and forth. You're not shaking the needle, it's moving it back and forth. So you don't even really need to have a turntable to do it. And one thing that we learned at one point, we took a cassette tape and you just take the tape out, and if you put it on the tape head and just move it back and forth, it's just like scratching. Yeah, it's the same exact sound. Yeah.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah. So if you look at like new school DJs or people that are DJing like on a DJ pad, it's just moving you'll see the sound wave, and the sound wave will just be moving back and forth, and that's it.
100%.
And that's it. And then with that, you're just using, a combination of the movements and the fader, and the fader turns the sound on and off to create the sound, and that's it,
Yeah. And then the fader changes from one turntable to the other turntable.
Yeah.
Well,
when you're mixing,
continuous beat or whatever.
Yep. There's basically two elements to being a hip hop DJ. The first is mixing. The second is scratching.
Yeah.
And mixing is, I'm going to assume that people don't have any idea what this is, so I'll explain it in the simple terms. But mixing is basically matching the beat from one record to another record, so that when one is ending, you start the other one, matching the beats, so it just goes seamlessly.
Yeah.
And that's the first part. That's
the party alive like that. Day,
So the party doesn't stop. Exactly. And then scratching, it was just like the cherry and the whipped cream and the nuts on the sundae.
Yeah,
I was gonna
definitely.
I was gonna say on the McDonald's sundae, but McDonald's sundaes don't have cherries on it, and they don't come with nuts anymore.
Not anymore. No more nuts. I was gonna say they used to have nuts.
No.
Hell yeah. So you mentioned DJ Dren. Who's DJ Dren?
DJ Dren was my DJ partner, and he passed away in 2000. Whenever, I don't remember when it was. It's one of the things I try to forget.
Yeah,
but no, he was like he was an artist in terms of drawing. He did graffiti, and he was like a philosopher. If maybe you could link at some point. There's one of those interviews that DJ Dren did with Lee Earl on the Porch Sessions. Oh yeah. And it's just like it's really the only video of Dren speaking, but he touches on so many things. And he was like that. Dren was like the gatekeeper kind of. Like if one of us or me had a tendency to try to veer towards like mainstream type stuff, he's like, no, we underground. And he would push things back. Like we even there was a time when we got offered a production deal with Madman Records, which was X-Rated's label.
Yeah.
Which was at the time planned on being distributed through Priority Records, and that was a big deal,
Yeah.
So like to us, we were like,
now even
a production deal, and then they gave us a contract, and it had like a $10,000 advance or something, and me and Jen were like $10,000. We were like, okay, 4,000 for you, 4,000 for me, 2,000 for new equipment. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And this is like in fucking this was like 1998 or 99.
Yeah.
So $10,000. I mean, it's a lot of money today, but it was even more back then,
Yeah, 100%.
But some of the details in the contract just didn't sit right with him, And he's like, nope, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. No. We can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it. And I'm like, bro, $10,000.
Damn you, Dren. And it's like not just that. Like I feel like now, like you would, especially in that time, you get to then be around all those people that Priority is signing. And you get to rub elbows and fucking scratch some shit. And you kind of make your way around the scene. It's just like I feel like something that me and a lot of people in this area kind of just like don't do, right? Because they're trying to keep it real, or they're trying to be true to themselves or whatever. It's like I told this little kid that I was interviewing, I'm like, bro, you got to collab with everyone. Go out there, let everyone hear you, know you, chop it up, like expand yourself and like So yeah.
Well, you know what we did to well, okay, yeah, I was. I mean, at the end of the day, Dren made the right decision. It probably wouldn't have been a great experience, just because it wouldn't have been making the music that we wanted to make at the time.
I feel, but like forever, no.
And but this is what we did though to stay like relevant and rub shoulders with these people in the industry. Is we would go to the hip hop conferences, which they don't even have anymore, bro. I don't think there's any major ones, but we would go with DJ Casio and Muhammad the Verbal Tech, who passed away as well too. Yeah, and so I think, and it was DJ Casio's idea to do all this. I'm not gonna. So he knew all the people at these conferences because he connected with people long before us. So we would go to these. The main one we would go to every year was called the Rap Sheet Convention. And if you don't know what Rap Sheet is, I think it's still around in some form. But Rap Sheet was a hip hop newspaper. It was like a magazine, but it was in the form of a newspaper. So it was called Rap Sheet, the world's first hip hop newspaper. And we went. That's where we had met Sugar Free for their first time. That's where we met Eminem. We met not Verbal Tech. We met King Tech and Sway, Grandmaster Melly Mel. So many people, And it was funny because we were just coming from a small station in Salinas, so we didn't even have like a big following, but. People would always look at Dren and I and think that we were somebody else, not that. Yeah. And I think a lot of it had to do with at that time one of the biggest DJs were called the Baker Boys, and it was two Mexican dudes, right? And I don't know why we did this, but one of the nights that we went out, Dren and I had we had like matching jerseys on.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, but then listen to this, it gets even better. So then we went. The one of the first nights we were there at the conventions, there's record labels everywhere, right? Yeah. Giving out snippet tapes, and now I'm gonna have to explain what a snippet tape is. Okay, so if you're not older than 30 years old, you probably don't know what a snippet tape is. And a snippet tape was before you put out an album, you would put out a little tape, and it would have like about 30 seconds of every song. And then you just give them out for free. So then people hear like the first 30 seconds of the song, like, oh man, I gotta get that. Yeah, so people were leaving these people were just passing out snippet tapes everywhere.
That shit was TikTok before TikTok, bro.
yeah, exactly. Hey, and then so it's exactly what it was. And so we went to this place called the Proud Bird right next to LA Airport. And the Proud Bird is where they had the Rap Olympics, where Eminem was not founded, but that's where he first performed, and King Tech saw him, or Sway, I can't mix up, where Sway saw him, and then Sway told Dr. Dre about him, and then Dr. Dre met with him the next day. And so basically people had all these tapes, long story short. So I said, Bomb Productions, we always walk away with more than we walked in with, So we had this bag that we called the snag bag. And basically we would just take stuff. We would bring it empty and then fill it up with stuff as we were at places, not to steal stuff, but just take stuff, take stuff they were giving out,
exactly,
like a swag bag, but we call it the snag bag, So we just took all these tapes, bro, and then at the end of the night there was even more. So they're like, hey, you guys want to take the rest of your tapes? Don't leave them here. So we were like, okay. So we filled up my brother's trunk with tapes, bro. All snippet tapes, all different types. So then everywhere we went, I would just walk in with the box of tapes. Oh, we're here with 90.9 KHDC. Oh yeah. Come to the front. Nice. And we bro, those CDs got us in. Tapes, not CDs. Those tapes got us in everywhere. Because you come from rare station.
You see, everyone's like, you're supposed to be in here. Come through, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And back then you'd buy a cassette tape, it cost $10. So they're looking at us walking in with 200 tapes. That's like a lot of money,
Yeah.
They didn't, we didn't tell them it was just all snippet tapes, but regardless, people just love getting free stuff, and that's how we connected with a lot of people. Dude, I remember when we went to God, I can't remember the name of the place. It was it'll come to me, the name of the club, but it was on a Sunset in Cherokee in Hollywood, right? Mm-hmm. And I did exactly what I said. I go, Dren, come on, just go. Let's go get the tapes. Okay, first they wouldn't let us in because I didn't have my ID, right? I go, bro, let's go to the car. We go to the car, we get the tapes. We're like, hey, we're at the radio station. Oh, come to the front. They let us in, and then there's some girls behind us. I'm like, oh, they're with us too. Let them in. And then bro, and then they go, okay, you guys could go up to the VIP. So they put us up to the VIP where Melly Mel was, and all the rappers were up there, right? And we're just chilling like we belong.
Yeah.
And remember, we're like when it comes to being on the radio, we were like the freshmen. It was our first year doing it. Casio had been on for almost 10 years. Verbal Tech had been doing it for a lot of years. But when they get to the door, they had to ask us to get them up in the VIP. So like it was like, oh yeah, he's with us,
That's so funny.
and then kind of, hey, he's with us, and then finally one of the security guards comes to us, and I thought he was going to tell us, hey man, you guys got to cut it off. He's like, hey bro, why don't you just give me a list of everybody that's going to come with you, and I'll just let them ride up.
That is hilarious. So he wasn't. Yeah. He was like, I don't know about this guy, but I'm not gonna knock him like he's not someone.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just. That's the most polite way of calling you out. That's hilarious.
Yeah. You know, a lot of it just had to do with, well, we did have the skill. You know, we did have the knowledge. We did have the radio station that we worked at. And, you know, although it wasn't as relevant as a station that's in LA or a big market, it was still relevant, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And it's just how we carried ourselves. You know, we carried ourselves in a manner that I don't want to say the word not required, but it just tended people to respect us in a certain way, you know? Yeah. And you see someone walking in the back of your house. That's funny, bro.
Yeah. Oh, so like, did you, so you said you didn't sign this deal. Was there any other deals that you signed or any projects that you ended up doing or independent wise or?
Dude, you know what? We just ended up doing stuff on our own. Like, we put out the Risen One album. We put out the Germs album. We helped with the KO Device album. We put out a bunch of mixtapes. We did the Ineffable mixtape. We did the Ghetto Ballin' mixtape. We did the Thunder Hut mixtape. We just, you know, just kind of dabbed in a little bit of everything. And, you know, we never really had one big defining project. And that's something that Dren always wanted to work on. And we just never really did it, you know. And you know, he left us. When Dren passed away, he did leave us some instructions on what to do, and he left us some beats, and he left us his laptop, and he left us his passwords. So we have access to all of his, you know, Pro Tools files, and me and Risen have talked about it, and we have quite a lot of product, and we think that we could put something together and put together like a DJ centered album, you know, with scratching, just all scratching and beats, you know, no lyrics on it, basically like an instrumental album. And that's what Dren wanted to do, you know. And we even found when, after he passed away, we went to his, we helped his brothers clean out his room. Yeah. Oh, remember we brought the porno to your house?
Yeah. You got the whole box. I remember that shit.
That's how you know when you got a good friend, when they go to your house after you die and they take the porno out so your family don't find it.
Like, here you go, bro.
We left it to you and you said, I'll get it to my uncle. What do you say?
Hell yeah, bro. I remember that shit.
Anyway, so when he passed away, we were going through his notes, and he even had like an outline of how he wanted the album to be. Yeah. You know, like detailed, you know, very, very detailed. And you know, so that's something that Risen and I have talked about. And if for those of you that don't know who Risen One is, he's a rapper from Ottawa. Yeah, he's someone that you definitely should interview at some point because he has a lot to say. And he's, you know, he was like the sober mind during a lot of drunk nights. So he has a lot more memory of some of the things we did or didn't do, you know, back in the days. And
what was one of the wildest nights for Bomb P?
One of the wildest nights.
What was that room that you guys had in Orange County?
F26. Yeah, F26. I would probably say this was the night that eventually got me kicked out of that room. Okay, it was in Fullerton, California. It was on the second floor. They were called the Nutwood East Apartments. They're called something else now, right? And at that time, Aziz was staying there with me, and then Germs was there, Sincere was there.
Shout out the Warlords.
Yeah, the whole Warlords were there. Fucking
Scorps.
Scorps was there. Yeah, Scorps was there. Chief. And Chief. Yeah, Chief lived there the whole time I was there practically. And then Dren came to visit, and he brought Basshead, who passed away already. And he brought his girlfriend Julie, and just a whole bunch of other people from Watsonville. So there was probably, staying in that apartment that night, probably 20 plus people from Watsonville, right? So at one point, and that's where we had the studio. We had the whole studio set up in the living room. So at one point, we just started putting on instrumentals, and the Warlords started performing their music, right? Yeah. So we basically did a concert inside the apartment at full blast, already thinking, all right, we're getting kicked out. Let's go out with the bang, you know? Yeah, and like you could feel the floor moving because it was just like, energy, like, and people dancing, and there was, like I said, about 20 plus people, plus all the young people that are in the apartments used to gather in our apartment and just hang out. And
They
yeah, so
kick
that
it,
that
right?
that that was probably the wildest night musically. But we had a at one point we had a 5 bedroom house in Watsonville. It was nicknamed the Bomb Pad,
Yep.
and there was a wild night there every night. It was just like it was like one of those like influencer houses before influencer houses were a thing.
Yeah, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. I mean, if we were only had like a guy with the camera, right? You know.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? And I'll tell you, I'll give you an idea of what that house was like. And this is the story Jen used to always tell. There was 5 of us that lived there, but there was always way more than 5 people there, right? And one night we're just all sitting around watching TV. It's like a Friday night, and someone just walks in the door. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Like, oh, what's going on here tonight? We're like, oh, we're just all gonna chill. We're gonna end up going. We're gonna go out tonight. We're not, nothing going on here. Oh, okay, all right then. And the guy walks out, and they were like, who was that motherfucker? I go, I don't know. Is it your friend? No, I don't know. Other person, I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy. It was just some random person that nobody knew.
That but he knows that
Yeah,
you party here, so he wants to know what's up.
yeah, yeah. You want to know what else we had in that house? Is that this was obviously before digital cameras and whatnot, but everyone would have those little box cameras. So people would be constantly taking pictures, and Bobby had one of the very, very first digital cameras. So he would take some pictures with that, and then we would print them and we would put them on this little bulletin board, right?
Yeah,
And then sometimes someone would come over and like, hey, that's my girlfriend. What was she doing here with that dude? Or hey, who's that dude? That's my man. What's it? So it was like an early version of Facebook,
yeah,
where
that
people
is
would
hilarious, bro.
get caught like that. Yeah.
The bomb pad, people would come through and be like, "Wait,
Yeah.
hold on, she should not be with that guy."
Bro, this is how out of hand it got sometime at some point. When the house that we were staying in was owned by my parents, but my parents had moved to New York, right?
Mhm.
So they rented it to us, and we rented out rooms. And my parents, one year, fortunately, I was not there. I was in New York with my parents, and the Terry Medina, the chief of police from Watsonville, called my dad and said, "Hey, do you know what's going on at your house in Watsonville?" Because there was a big party, like
Yeah.
they had a big New Year's Eve party, and the chief of police personally called my dad and said, "Hey, you better check on what's going on in your house."
Oh my god! Oh my god! So how
Yeah.
crazy was that night?
I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't
I
there. That's
wasn't
right.
there.
That's
No,
right.
no,
You
no.
weren't
So I was
there.
there.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but that's something that Risen will tell you because Risen was there.
That is hilarious,
Hey,
dude.
hey, all I know is when I got home, when you go to a concert and they have like trestles set up with lights and stuff, there was a trestle with lights set up in the living room with the lights and everything. I'm like, what the fuck? They have a concert here? Like, damn. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
That's fucking dope. That's fucking dope, bro. So like,
yeah.
what would it be like one of your greatest uh, uh, uh adversities or things that you've overcome in your life or in your career in music? Like obstacles or overcomings.
I think like I would say this is probably not as pertinent today as it was back then, but jumping into the hip hop game and not being black,
Yeah.
like or being Mexican, initially hip hop was black music,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or after, and not, I'm not saying that in a bad way or a negative, but that's what it was. It was made by African Americans, and that's what it was, and they weren't really open to let other people in,
Yeah,
like.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
Like there was very few white rappers back in the day, very few white DJs. So just jumping in like that, was I wouldn't say an obstacle because no one ever put us down for it. No one ever said, "Oh, you ain't black." Don't not like that. It was just it was actually the it was like our own people that would tell us we shouldn't be doing that.
Right?
Like Mexicans tell us, "Oh, what are you
Like,
doing
what are
that
you
for? You
doing?
should."
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. 100%,
yeah,
100%.
yeah,
But then also
yeah.
you kind of like also be like, because I would hear it also from black folks too. You know what I mean? Like, oh, check this out, and they're like, you gotta black it up a little more. You know what I mean? Like the music or whatnot.
I'm gonna get up. I'm
And
gonna
and,
move
and
right
then,
now.
and then it would be like almost like not an unspoken thing, right? But it was like
Yeah,
yeah, like a lot of Like especially like me, I look hella white. It's like, what is this white boy rapping about? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, so yeah,
yeah.
100%, dude,
That
hundred
was definitely
percent.
that. And that wasn't even that big of an obstacle, but it was definitely there,
A chip
like,
on your shoulder, bro. You know?
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. That's what it was for
yeah.
me. I feel like
Mhm.
hundred
Yeah,
percent.
because when the first white rappers came out, the first white rapper I ever heard was MC Serch from Third Base. I don't know if you know who that is,
Nope.
but he's from the East Coast and he didn't sound white, so it was like, okay, well, that's fine because he doesn't sound white, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And but then then the rappers like Eminem came out and Eminem rapped like a white person, but he still had skill, like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it became like it became okay to rap about white stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
and then before that there was people like Kid Rock, which were like white, right, rock slash rap, and then Vanilla Ice was just a one hit wonder, and
Hey, yo, but if Vanilla
you
Ice wrote
know,
that lyrics, if he wrote that
mhm,
song's dope, bro.
yeah,
I'm
no,
back with a brand new invention. Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
bro, Vanilla Ice came to Sacramento and did the halftime show at one of the Kings games, so I took my nephew.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Was he all
Yeah.
psyched or what?
Well, he
Or
didn't
he's
know
like,
it.
I know
He
who the
didn't.
fuck this is.
No, but he knows now. He knows now.
Oh, that's tight. That's tight.
No,
Hell
no.
yeah, brother. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Coach Layton's son, oldest son.
Okay, okay, hell yeah. Shout out to Coach
Oh,
Layton.
oh,
Shout
his
out to
oldest son is his
Buster.
youngest son.
Woo! Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, I forgot. That's actually how we met, huh? Buster used to always tell me,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's a kid I want you to meet. He's on my football team, and he's a rapper, and he's better at music than he is at football."
Yeah. Bro, can you believe it? Like I'm fucking five what, 7, 5'6" in high school or whatever. Less than 200 pounds and they want me to play center. Nah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Nah, dude. It was brutal for me. It was brutal for me. But yeah,
Hey, did I freeze on your end, or
no,
am
no,
I
no, you're
just
good.
frozen?
You're moving. You're
All right,
moving.
cool.
You're
All right,
alive. You're
cool,
good,
cool.
bro. Don't trip. Don't
I
trip.
don't need. I don't need to see me.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So
Yeah,
so let's take it back to the music. So you said
yeah.
what was the first project you guys worked on?
Oh, that's an easy one. And because when me and Dren, well, before we had a project to work on, we started making beats for nobody. We were just making beats, and but then we ended up meeting a group called Ebony Mist, which is Reggie Stevens, who actually ended up playing professional football for the New York Giants, um, and uh, and Colin O'Malley, who not ironically, but he owns a bar in San Francisco, and I actually went to his bar a couple years ago. And but yeah, so they were called a group called Ebony Mist, and they were from Santa Cruz, and we just met them at they were opening up for a show at the Vets Hall in Watsonville, and we were just there, fucking backstage chilling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we were like, we make beats, we produce, blah blah blah. And I had a 4-track recorder, and I had bought a drum machine from God, what's that music store in downtown Santa Cruz? It's to the left of the Catalyst. It's still there. Union
Oh,
Grove
oh,
Music.
oh, oh.
Union Grove Music. It's called Union
Yeah,
Grove Music.
it's street light video or street light music right now. I think it is. But yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, not that far. Not that far. One over. Across the street from Streetlight to the right. There's a music store. It's called Union Grove Music, and that's where Jen bought his
The
turntable.
actual
Yeah,
music store.
yeah,
Yeah, where you buy
yeah,
instruments, not music.
yeah, yeah. So I bought a drum machine there, right? And then I told you I had mentioned before that Dren had that Newmark sampler.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It had 4 seconds of sample time. So we would get a sample on that sampler, right? And then we take the drum machine and make the drum beat the same tempo as the loop, and we have to press start at the same time,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and then just hope that they stayed on sync the whole time. And there was a little tiny pitch thing on the Newmark sampler, so if it was off, you could tweak it a little bit to match the so the beat stayed on
you
point
bend it a little, yeah.
on beat. And yeah, and we did a song with Ebony Mist, and then it came out dope. It came out super clean. We had a 4-track, and we were able to maneuver it so it sounded like we had more than 4 tracks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then once we started recording with them, me and Jen both got a little more serious. We're like, hey, we got real rappers that want to work with us now. So then he bought an SP 1200, And when we started making beats on the SP1200, it was so much easier because everything was all in one machine.
Yeah.
And we would take the SP1200, take the 4-track. I bought a good EV microphone, and yeah, we started recording with them. And then other groups from Santa Cruz started hearing what they did. They say, "Oh, talk to these guys." Then we started recording stuff with the Flow Pros, which is another group from Santa Cruz, and then In-House Records, Ken Hatfield and Kev Hatfield. We started doing all the artists they had. We would record.
Legendary.
Yeah, and all we had was a 4-track and a microphone, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And
that's all you kind of need, bro. You know,
yeah,
like, if you like
yeah,
bounce it and then
yeah.
right now you open up all your other 3 tracks. You know what I'm saying? Again, another layer,
Yeah.
Then you bounce
Yeah.
it, and then you got another
Exactly.
3 tracks, and then another layer. You know,
Exactly.
bro, dude,
Exactly.
so good.
Yeah, and that was it. It just started from there, and then we ended up getting then we connected with Muhammad, the Verbal Tech, and then he opened up his studio to us, and he had a 24-track mini disc, big board, and to us it was like, holy shit, you know, like this is,
right.
he had a real recording studio, you know, and then that's when we started. Well, we didn't start working with. We became part of a group called the Pharmacists.
Okay.
And
okay.
And that was Dren, me, Hanifa, Verbal Tech, and Take.
Hell yeah! Shout out
And
the Pharmacists. Yo.
yeah. I don't even think there's any like music online of the Pharmacists, but I think Risen must have some. If not, like at one point I cleared out some stuff out of my parents' garage, and I gave a bunch of 4-track tapes to Dramatics, and I told him, just hold on to these, bro. So he has some, Risen has some. So there's some old 4-track tapes that we could, if we buy an old Yamaha 4-track player,
I have one.
we could go.
4-track.
Oh, is it a regular tape?
It's a Tascam tape one. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably work in there then. Yeah, well, we'll have to.
I might have
let's.
somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Let me close you and open you. Maybe it'll fix. Oh, you.
Am I freezing? My signal.
Oh, there it goes. No, I just had to open and close.
Hell yeah.
Hey, do you edit these, or is all this gonna be?
Nah, it's gonna be kind of like all the way through. I edit it and
okay,
I add overlays and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. But if you want specific stuff to be like bleeped out, I can do that for you.
Well, hey, I don't want nothing bleeped out. I just want to say, if I talk about bitches, you're gonna leave my.
I don't know. Let's keep it legit, dog. You know what I'm saying? I want DJ motherfucking Kane in the house, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, hey, there's one thing that separated us from all the DJ crews is that we always have bitches, bro. And if you don't believe me, and you could probably slide to a clip right now of Verbal Tech, and I'll say what he says, but hopefully you can find it online and you can play it too. But he said one thing about Bomb Productions, they always had women everywhere they went. They always had women with them. He's all, that's why I work with Bomb Productions.
Hell yeah, bro.
And I don't know why. I guess I don't know.
Well, you know, you're a charming
like
guy, dude. You're a charming
I was watching Cat Williams today, and Cat Williams is like, bitches is my thing. Bitches is my thing. And I'm like, yeah, me too, motherfucker, me too.
100%. So what's up?
Yeah.
So you speaking of bitches or females,
yeah.
Do you have a significant other, or are you still single? You still out
well,
there?
Let me,
you know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you this. Cat Williams said, he's all, don't get mad that I'm calling you bitches. I'm just calling you bitches now because I don't know all your individual names yet. Hey, I'm single, bro. Like, you know, or you know how like you're like
no settling
like
down for Kane.
No, like, you know, like there's a meme that says, I may be single, but someone gonna get mad when they see this post or something like that. Here, watch this. Come here, Josie. Look at this.
Aww.
She likes to eat cheese.
Nice. She's like a big poodle.
She's a
Palamese or whatever.
No. A mix between a poodle and a golden retriever.
Oh shit! Okay.
Golden doodle. A golden doodle. It's called golden doodle.
No,
gold. This is a golden doodle because this is the gold ones.
Okay.
And she's a mini. So like, there's a lot of these on TikTok.
Yeah.
so everyone that sees this dog is like, oh, that's the dogs from TikTok.
Nice.
Nigga. Like, no, nigga, it's my mom's dog.
It's a dog from out here in Sacramento.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got a little multi-poop, bro. It's like it's like a mini version of that thing, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yours is even smaller than this?
Yeah, I have a little
Oh yeah.
Maltese poodle mix.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they have a bigger version of this dog.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Hundred
But it's
percent.
big. It's like the size of it. This is the size of a poodle, but the big ones are actually the size of a golden retriever.
So only bitches for
But they look like
Kane.
that. Yeah,
Only
bitches
bitches.
only.
Only
Yeah.
bitches
No,
only.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
starting
no,
with that dog right there.
yeah, yeah. No, but since you, I thought, oh wait, headphones getting stuck on her leg. Hold on, come on,
Yeah, dude,
Josie.
I remember motherfuckers hated on you, bro, because like you would have bitches, bro, and like they would just be hating on you, dude.
Yeah,
But
it's
at the end of the day, they still be kicking it with you at Applebee's, bro. Like what the fuck, dude?
yeah.
Like nah, dude. Haters, bro. Haters.
At Applebee's, that's funny. I was just when I was with Dusty, I go, remember I used to go to Applebee's every Friday. Yeah,
Yo, that cilantros too. Fuck yeah, dude.
yeah. Hey, we had a lot of good times. Like I would say, like part of being part of Bomb Productions was not just the music; it was like the family, like the family aspect of it, but also like the party aspect of it. Like we like we were like we were like borderline almost a party crew. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
you
But
know what? You know what,
like
trip out? Because I was talking to that kid, right? And I asked him, like, is there any like events or groups or like clubs or something that you can just hang out with and like, because
yeah.
like when I started rapping, like I saw a flyer at my school saying that there was this hip hop
Mhm.
class. So
Yeah,
then I
at
went
the
at the youth center, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
then I
yeah, yeah.
went to the youth center and I was there with a bunch of other like up and coming rappers from the town, and Germs was there and you were there and you guys hosted
Mhm.
this thing, this class, and you were just gaming us up about like, yeah, this is
Yeah,
what we do. This is hip hop and we do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
There's nothing like that
Nothing like
for
that. Yeah,
kids,
no,
bro.
no.
Nothing like that, homie. And it's like, yeah, you said like you keep it like family type, right? Like
Yeah,
literally it was like it was a hip hop gang, you know. I would almost say, right? Because you would like
yeah,
look at the
yeah,
youngsters and then you would groom them and be like, "Yo, this is whack. This is dope. This is
yeah.
whack. This is dope." You know what I mean? But
It's funny.
you would let us
Hey,
play, you know?
it's funny that you say it was more like a hip hop gang. It was not a gang by any means, but
Not
it's
like a
fun.
gang,
No,
but
but
you
no,
would
but
like
listen,
bring
no,
up
but
the
listen.
youngsters and
Yeah,
you would be
yeah,
the
yeah,
OGs. Like it was like that,
yeah.
dude.
No, but listen. Just about a week ago, Risen got a phone call from DJ Seth Dean, who's one of the best DJs I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And he actually has probably one of the biggest record collections in hip hop. In total, not just like the biggest collections. He had a big record collection himself, and then he ended up purchasing Bubba G. Scotch's record collection.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny when I first saw him, he's like, "Don't worry, all the records is in the air conditioned home now." That was
Nice.
first thing. But anyway, he ended up going to a party on the 4th of July, and he met DJ Subs, right?
Yeah.
And DJ Subs was like, "Oh yeah, I'm Bomb Productions." And Seth Dean had never met him. He's like, "Well, who do you know? Like who do you know? What makes you Bomb Productions?" He's, "Oh, I know Kane, I know Jen, I know Bobby, I know." And he's like, he named everybody. He's like, "But I had never met him." And he's like, "I'm just calling to make sure that he was really Bomb Productions." I'm like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Okay." He's like, "I want to make sure he wasn't using the name and like, like trying to
Hell
bite
yeah.
off our
That's
name,
tight.
like,
That's tight, bro.
you
That's
know,
tight, homie. Yeah, what's
yeah."
up with Subs, man? I haven't heard from him in a minute, man.
I don't know. I haven't talked to him at all. I think he's um.
Yeah, I remember
Well, he,
going with Germs to his house, his little pink
mhm,
house in
mhm,
Santa Cruz, and
yeah,
we would record. He would record us and whatnot, dude,
yeah,
and then he would be like, "Yo, there's these rap battles in Oakland," so we'd go, and he would take us out to
yeah.
Oakland, bro, and like it
Uh,
was tight, bro. It was fucking tight, dude.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Subs was a good addition to Bomb Productions because he knew a lot of stuff that we didn't know. Like, he opened up a lot of doors
Yeah,
to events
100%.
and venues and people. Like, and it was just he's the one that I told you he was listening to us on the radio and he had called and we were just hanging out at my mom's house in Watsonville. And we just like come through and he came through and I had like this. I made this big plaque, a Risen One plaque with his album and the album cover, and everyone signed it. And when he came, I gave it to him, like, "Bro, here you go."
Oh,
It was like,
I
yeah,
seen that shit at his house.
yeah. That's mine. I gave it to him.
That's
Like,
tight, dude. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I've seen that plaque at his house. I was like, no
yeah,
way, they have these out, dude.
yeah, yeah. Hey, you want to know what's funny too? If you look at that frame and that plaque, and you turn it over, it was actually like a painting that my mom had,
Yeah.
and I just opened up the frame, turned the painting over, and put all the CD and stuff on it and the flyer on there,
Okay.
and then and put it back in the frame, and now it looks like it's a plaque.
Fresh as fuck. Fresh as
Yeah,
fuck, bro. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
hey, that's
That's
how.
smart. That's smart, dude.
Hey, another story that I wanted to tell before we finished. Well, I'm not in no hurry to leave, but
Yeah. We're chopping it up, bro.
the
You got a drink right now, bro. What's up? I got drink.
no, no, I'm not drinking right now. I don't drink anymore.
Yeah. DJ Kane
I
is
don't, I don't
little
drink
less
anymore.
Kane
I don't drink anymore today.
today.
Hey, listen, no, so when Dren and I were doing Bomb Tuesday on KHDC, uh, it was our radio show that we do every Tuesday,
Yeah.
and when we had met Eminem in L.A., he gave us copies of his first album and the copies of his second album, which was ended up becoming his first album major release, but
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
but Dr. Dre redid all the beats and everything, right? And so we would take them and we would radio edit them and we would play them on the radio on KHDC. And this was a lot of people's first time ever hearing Eminem. So a lot of people started to think that Eminem was part of our crew. We were like, no, we're just playing his music. We're just promoting him, like he's a dope MC and blah, blah, blah. And when the Slim Shady song first came out on MTV, we were getting phone calls like, hey, your boy's on MTV. Your boy's on MTV. Your boy's on MTV. And we're like, no, that's not we met him and like.
Yeah, I remember you guys had an audio of him. He's like, yo, this is Slim Shady.
Yeah.
Rocking
We still have
Braun
that.
Productions, bro. And I'm like, whoa. What?
Hey, I'll send you that. I'll send you that so you can insert that right here. But yeah. Yeah, no, actually, it's just so you don't forget. You could just find the clip on SoundCloud.com/Bomb Productions.
Oh, yeah.
The clip is on there. But anyway, so when that album first came out, you could go to Records Now, the record store in Watsonville, and you could order a clean version of the album. So sometimes if we wanted to play album cuts, we would say, hey, can you order us the clean version? They would get a clean version, right? And so we ordered a clean version of the Eminem album that came out on a Tuesday because that's when records come out. Mm-hmm. So we just went straight to Records Now, got the CD, and didn't bring no music with us because we were like, we're just gonna play this whole album and discuss it, and like, and so once we get in Dren's Red Pathfinder, we play the CD and there's still bad words in it, and we're like, what the fuck? And then we realize there's a difference between a clean version and a radio edit. The clean version doesn't say fuck, doesn't say dick, doesn't say pussy, doesn't say cunt, but it says shit and ass and stuff that you can't play on the radio. So we were like, well, what are we gonna do, bro? We don't have no other music to play on the radio. We're like, well, Muhammad usually brings the Creative Records. We'll just use Muhammad's records. We get there, Muhammad calls, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it in. You guys are gonna have to do the show by yourself. I go, well, what are we going to do? He's all, fuck it. Let's just play it. Gang. We're going to get kicked out. We're going to get kicked off the radio. Well, at least we're going to go out with the bang, right? I go, we're going out with the bang. So we just played the whole album, without the fucks, but with shit and ass, everything.
Shit and ass.
And sure enough, we got kicked off. And at this point, I still had communication with Eminem's manager at the time. And I just emailed him the story. He's like, hey man, thanks for all the support you guys gave. He's all, send me your address, and when the album goes platinum, I'm gonna send you guys a platinum plaque.
Dope.
Never got it. Never got it.
Was that who was that? Jimmy Iovine or something?
Yeah. So hopefully someone hears this and
tag
hey bro, sends us the platinum, and not platinum plaque that I feel is deserved. The platinum plaque that was promised to me,
Exactly right.
and that's how me and Dren, like, we're like, hey, you know what? We're gonna get this platinum plaque and we good. It's worth it. we never got it, but the story is, the story is not just as good, but
Nah, that's a dope ass story, bro. That's a dope ass story because you were in this. You were
it's
in
like
it.
fun.
You were one of literally. You were there when the shit was being birthed. You were one of like
Yeah.
at least for my section, right? Santa Cruz,
Yeah.
Central Coast. You're
Yeah.
one of the pioneers out here, bro. You know.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I feel like Jen and I, like, we laid the groundwork for a lot of people, and we also laid the groundwork for people that don't even know we laid the groundwork for them, because if you listen to any type of hip hop that comes out of Watsonville or Santa Cruz, it's a lot better than your average quote unquote local rappers, like I mean, you listen to music like what's the kid that went to jail from Watsonville, from Clifford?
Happy.
Happy's music is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming that we did anything, but like just the precedent that we set, and it was like you have to live. Yeah, you got to live up to a certain time.
Was recording that Ghetto Ballin', which it's directly influenced by Bob B. You know what I'm saying? So 100%, dude. 100%, dude.
Yeah, like I would say, like, directly or indirectly, we've probably influenced every rapper that's come out of Watsonville.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%.
At least since we did it, and I take a little bit of pride in that, but it's also like just part of how I live my life. Like, I'm not looking for any credit or to go down in any history or be written down as a pioneer of hip hop in Central Coast. It's just,
homie, there's still a lot to do. You know what I mean? There's still a lot you can do. I remember you said something hella deep, bro. This was after Flojo passed away, R.I.P. Flojo. And you're like, technically, he's older than me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, bro. That's it.
Here.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm still young, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His life already has expired, and so technically he's older than me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, whoa, that shit was like, whoa, bro. Like,
yeah, and if you're not really understanding what he just said, this is how I would explain it. I said, your life isn't based on how many years you've. Wait, let me start again. Your life isn't based on how many years you've lived. It's how close you are to the end of your life, right? So, like, if the thing is, you'll never know when your life ends, so it's hard to tell. Like that's why I try to say, like, like, I'm probably 20 years older than you, Darwin. I don't even know, dog. But we're still like homies, like that. Yeah, a little bit less than 20 years. But like, so like I say, like, you never know when your life's gonna end, so you got to treat everyone the same, whether they're 50 or 15. Like, and I don't mean like females. You gotta be 18, my boy.
No, I mean, like, I remember. Like, speaking of that, you were like 18 and 80, the same thing in the United States.
Yeah. Hey, but
that's just a bar and a half, bro.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm not trying to fuck no 18-year-old, but
maybe back then, but
Hey, Dig, nor am I trying to fuck an 80-year-old.
You feel me?
But anyway, what?
If you hit 80, would you fuck an 18-year-old?
No. In Mexico, yeah.
In Mexico.
When we were talking about the $10,000 advance we were going to get, I was going to say, you know how many prostitutes I could buy in Mexico? and then you say, I don't know. I say, well, tell me what's 25 divided by 10,000. Whatever that is. Hey, and it's funny because yeah,
that's fucking funny, bro. I had a buddy that was in Alabama, and he's like, "Hey, bro, I need some advice because there's this girl." He was like, we were like 19 at the time, and he's out there. I don't know if it was, I forget exactly where, but the age of consent in that area was 16, right? And he's all like, was asking like me, like, "Hey, you think it's cool, bro?" Like, age of consent. He thought about it, everything, and I'm like, like, maybe over there it's cool, but as soon as you come back to California, you're a piece of shit, bro.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, bro. If they're not old enough to get into a bar, it's probably too young.
That's a good like ratio thing right there, right?
Yeah, but there's always
legal limit. It shouldn't be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean? If someone is out there trying to do the math to fuck someone that's super young, then you're a piece of shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, that's what I'm
that's
saying.
it. Keeping it real, dog.
Yo,
you know, like,
shout out. You know who you are, homeboy.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, bro, that's just fucking. That's just funny, bro. That's just fucking funny. What is like one of the wildest stories that happened at the club, at the house, at Morgan Hill, or F26, or the bomb pad? Fucking. What's a wild story? Well, give me a wild story. Like I have a couple that I want to ask you, and if it's cool, but yeah, yeah. There was this one.
Can you bleep out a name?
Yeah, I can bleep everything out.
Okay. So I'm gonna say a name, but you gotta take the name out. So there was this bitch named. And when we first took over the spot in Watsonville, the 5-bedroom house, she would come over and like this was like when being a whore wasn't as common as it is now, right? Mm-hmm. So this girl would come over and she would just fuck whoever wanted to fuck, dude. Mm-hmm. Right? She would suck anyone's dick, whoever wanted to get their dick sucked, right?
Fuck yeah.
So we would be like, is it cool? Yeah, all right. Hey, bro, I'm about to nut in your mouth. Is that okay? Is it okay if he nuts in your mouth? Yeah, okay. And she would come over every day for like fucking months, bro, and just get tossed up by whoever wanted to toss her up, bro.
That is fucking hilarious, bro. Oh,
yeah,
shit, I closed your thing. My bad. So then, who? I bet this probably happened. Who was trying to wipe her up, and everyone was like, "This guy, no, mom."
Oh yeah, the guy that she came with was named. You could bleep that name out. Bleep that out too. All right. Yeah. But yeah, he was kind of like her like the gatekeeper, like.
Don't touch her. I love her more than you.
yeah. But yeah, she was bro. That and I'll probably say that was like
trying to say.
I mean, I was probably only like at that time. I think I was maybe only like 20, 21, maybe like not that old, right? And so that's the first time I ever really seen like a bitch that was down to do all that, or like the kids say now, a bitch that was down to do the most.
yeah.
Hey, someone saying that's not what the kids say anymore. That's what the kids say 10 years ago.
Straight up, bro. It's so fucking funny. It's crazy how the sayings change all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that was probably one of the craziest situations. Like just because of like how it went down. It was just like a constant thing. Like where she would just come all the time, and it was just like, and she wasn't even like. She wasn't that pretty. She just was like.
She just had a hole, and she would open them. You know what I mean? So we loved her.
and you want to know what I remember, bro? Remember KMEL used to have Summer Jam, and like one of the things that they would pass out was these little condoms with KMEL things on them, and we would just get them like as like a little keepsake. But one time I had to pull into the KMEL condoms to give out to everyone because nobody wanted to smash without a condom,
Yeah, definitely, bro. This was like probably like yo, AIDS is real, dog. Straight.
Hey, bro. Hey, you want to hear another? I'll tell you another crazy story. This one might get me in trouble.
Okay, let's go. We bleeping.
Yeah. Okay, so one time we had like these two girls came over, right? And they were kind of young, but no one was like doing anything to them. They just came to like. Obviously, they already did some kind of drugs and they were already drinking or whatever, right? And they came over with a couple of like homies or whatever, and they had been doing like crank, like crank was like the early form of meth,
Yeah.
So one of them was just like like freaking out, and we're like, dude, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like I don't know how they were. They were probably like 18 or 19 years old, But they were just young fucking girls, right? And we had to have like a little house meeting, like, what the fuck are we gonna do with these bitches' bodies if they die?
We had a
where are we gonna put them? I was like, I don't know. Up Mount Madonna, maybe we go up Mount Madonna. Like, I don't know, dog. On the Gilroy side, fuck.
The Gilroy side, that's so funny. On the way back, so it looks like they were getting fucked up on Gilroy.
Yeah.
That's some brutal. They ended up surviving, so we didn't have to do nothing.
They ended up living. Yeah. But yeah, that was some crazy shit, dude. Yeah, we had some crazy days there. Like I remember one time we were like barbecuing in the backyard, and my little brother comes in. He's like, "You guys are barbecuing?" Like, yeah, fucking, He's like, bro, you know it's 6 o'clock in the morning, right? I go, no, I did not know that. I thought it was the afternoon, my boy.
That's so funny, dude. I thought it was 6 in the afternoon, bro. Not 6 in the
Yeah,
morning, dude.
yeah, no,
That is hilarious.
yeah, we did some crazy shit. At one point we even set up a tent in the backyard because like we just had a tent like
Yeah,
to go
yeah, yeah.
camping in. We just set it up in the backyard and like, hey, you want to fuck bitches? There's a tent back there, and we threw some couch cushions on the floor, so you could lay down on the couch cushions.
That's you were doing cuddle puddles before cuddle puddles were invented, bro.
I don't even know what that means.
In a rave, everyone's on ecstasy or Molly, and since they don't want to walk or they want to chill out, there's like a tent with pillows all over the floor, and you can cuddle in a puddle with whoever the fuck is there, right? You know?
What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. We gotta go to like what is that shit? Burning Man or something,
No,
bro.
I'm too old, dog. I'm too old, bro. I'm too old. Hey, hey, you want to know what I did yesterday? I went to a fucking bar that served only craft beer, and you could bring your dog, and they were playing bluegrass music. That's where I was at last night. That's what you do when you're my age now.
And how did it feel being there?
It was actually pretty cool. Listening to the bluegrass music was cool, but then by the end of the night, it was like a bunch of white people and just us Mexicans in one table. After we had about 6 beers and we started getting loud, we looked and we noticed that everyone in our section had left, and we were the only ones in this whole huge section because we were being loud as fuck. And then when we walked
that around here, buddy.
and then when we walked out, it was so quiet. I go, look how quiet it is. We were the fucking loudest people in here, dude. Like,
that is funny, dude.
yeah, yeah,
fucking funny, dude. Hell yeah, bro. Fucking yeah, because I wanted to ask you, bro. There's like wild stories, like because I remember I forget the homie's name, but he rapped. He was on one of Germs' songs, and he's a big old tall guy. And
mm-hmm.
I remember. He literally fucked the shit out of some chick. You told me, right? And then this chick was trying to clown you because she was all like, "Oh, you're so small," and then you're like,
"Oh yeah,
well,
yeah.
Of course my shit's small." When it was like I tried to make a comparison. When you know, in normal size, this is cool, but then comparison to this fucker, yeah, I'm gonna look small. You know?
Yeah. That was a rapper by the name of Ironic, right? And he was from Orange County, and he would always be like, he would always like talk shit like, "What's up, bitch? I'll pull out my dick. I'll show you got a big ass dick. I'll pull out my dick." You know, I'm like, bro, shut up, bro. And I was thinking to myself, people that normally say I'm gonna pull out my dick, I got a big dick, usually don't have a big dick, right? So this foreign exchange student from Cal State Fullerton fucking comes over. Kiefer brought it over. You can leave these names, I don't care. Kiefer brought her over, and he's like, "Oh yeah, shit, I'll fuck anybody. I'll fuck anybody." I'm like, "Okay, anybody?" And then so Kiefer like does whatever with her, and then Ironic says, "Why don't you just suck my dick, girl?" And he pulls out his dick, and it's fucking huge, bro. I go, no wonder this dude always talks about having a big dick. Like,
I would too.
I go, God damn. I go, bro, that's like as big as a 2-liter bottle. The fuck?
God damn, bro.
So then she sucks his dick, and I'm like, "Well, you can suck my dick next." And she's like, "Oh, your dick's small." I go, "No, it's not. It's like they say, like Joe Biden says, don't compare me to the Almighty. Compare me to the alternatives." But it was just like, yeah, it was like, you know, in perspective.
That was the funniest shit I remember hearing, bro. And you're like, you had a screwdriver, and you're like, "Yo, a screwdriver, it's a good size," you know what I mean? But compared to, and then you had like a paper towel roll. Compared to this motherfucker, it's gonna look small.
Yeah, that's what it was like, bro. And I was just like, and I felt bad. I'm like, well, I don't, you know. Hey, I'm gonna put a dick pic right here so they can see next to a ruler. It's not that small, but fucking compared to fucking, you know,
fucking porno, you know what I mean, Ron?
Yeah. No,
Ron Jeremy, fucking Lexington.
Yeah, no, it was like that. I was like, whoa, bro, that's a big ass dick. The fuck? And for like a white, he was like,
make those.
And he was a skinny white kid too, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, dude, and it's funny because then I remember I hooked him up with one of the girls that lived there in the apartments, and she was like, I wouldn't let him fuck me because his dick was too big. It wouldn't fit. She's like, I wouldn't let him put it in me. I'm like, okay, like, and I thought, God, that must suck. If your dick's so big that bitches ain't gonna
Yeah,
let you
that's
fuck. Like,
crazy, bro. I mean, like, come on, bro. I want to get all my dick wet, not just like half of it.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Hey, and like you told me in Hawaii, I'm a shower, not a grower.
I'm showing not a girl.
No,
Yup,
no, no,
yup.
no. I'm a grower. No, I'm a
Oh, I'm a
grower, not a
grower, not a
shower.
shower. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yup, yup, yup.
And then you said something like, you just put it in a bitch's mouth, and they like to see it grow. They like to
And
feel it
it
grow in
just
your
grows. They
mouth.
add water to it, and it grows. Yeah, dude, they
That's
get
funny,
turned on.
dude.
They get turned on, bro. You know what I
They
mean?
do. Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
they
Yeah, they
do.
do. Bitches do.
100%, 100%, bro.
Hey, now someone's saying these fat motherfuckers. They don't know shit about bitches. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We had
Hey, when your girlfriend doesn't answer her phone for 3 hours straight, she's fucking someone that looks like us.
who paid attention to her. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
I made her laugh enough times that she thought about it. Yeah.
Laughed at her jokes, made her some good food.
Yup, yup. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, you
Yep.
were like a big confidence booster in my life. I remember, bro. Before I was
Oh, that's
like,
good, man.
yeah, hundred
That's
percent,
good.
bro. I was all like, yeah, man. Like I gotta do something what Tom's doing, cause like, and you were just being charismatic, and you were
Yeah.
out. You wanted to come drink. You invite the
Yeah.
bitches. You know what I mean? And bitches wanted to come. You know, and then
Yeah.
they just hang out. You know, like,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
Yeah, I don't even know where I learned that because I used to be shy when I was younger. Like it's like, and you know, what? To a certain extent, I still am. I still like, I'm still super reserved, and I have a hard time talking to people sometimes. I mean, at the same time, I could be somewhere and be like, "Bitch, you want to suck my dick right now?" and everyone will laugh.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But then in certain situations, I have a hard time just saying hello to somebody. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
really strange. I'll give you an example, bro. Give you an example. One time I was at the grocery store. This was probably like a year ago, right? I was at the grocery store. I was just buying fucking some random shit, and the person in front of me didn't have enough money to pay for all of her groceries, right? And I wanted to say, hey, I'll pay the rest. Just put the rest on my card, right? Like it was probably like only $20 or $30, not that much money. Um, but I couldn't say it, dude. I didn't have like the, I didn't have like the, I just couldn't get it in me to get those words out. Like I
Yeah,
was too
yeah.
shy.
You're
I
yeah,
couldn't do it.
exactly.
And I think about that all the time. Like what was going, like what, I don't know what it is about the situation where sometimes I can say something and sometimes I can't,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but yeah, when we
Well,
get in that
maybe when it's like a
hey,
certain someone, you're like, oh, I don't want to fuck this up. But when
like Drake,
it's like whoever, fuck it, bro. Let them
hey,
hit
like,
it.
like Drake says, don't let me get in my zone. Don't
Yeah.
let me get in my zone. And it's like that. When you get in that zone, it's just like there's no stopping. Like I'm just, once I start to feel comfortable around people, and I know that I can make people laugh, and
Yeah.
because that's one of the things I love to do. I like to make people laugh.
Yeah,
And people,
100%.
everyone loves a funny motherfucker. Like, and I just have that. I feel like sometimes I just have that natural comedic personality. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and because people tell me like like when you're around people, they're like, "Oh, Tom's so funny. Say something funny, bitch. What the fuck to say funny?" Like,
Yeah. If
but
you
but
can
then when I just start talking, it's just like I just think of shit off. It just comes to me,
yeah,
like,
yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. If you could give yourself a word of advice and go back to the past, what would it be? Like you go
hey,
back to like your kid self and or maybe not kid but like teenager, you know?
I probably would like. This is gonna sound like a little soft and maybe not like the way I might feel tomorrow. But like, I kind of wish I would have had kids. Yeah, I don't have any kids,
Just
and
get some
not
bitch
that
pregnant.
yeah, yeah. But then how many people do you know have good things to say about their baby mama?
Oh, I mean, like
Like,
yo, like
you
look,
know,
I got three baby mamas, right? And two of them I really got nice things to say,
yeah,
but for the most part, they take care of their
yeah,
kids. They're alive.
yeah,
They're educated. They
yeah,
speak. You know what I mean? They wipe their own ass. Like so.
yeah,
So you know, she's like, especially like
yeah,
like as much drama or fucking turmoil I've had with Justine, she's a good mom. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So yeah,
yeah. No, I get it. So that's probably maybe like uh, what advice would I get on? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like I probably wish I would have continued school a little more. Like if I had like a PhD or like like a higher a higher level of education. My sister, okay, my sister. Well, your
You have
sister
a
too.
master's degree, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. But I wish I would have gotten like gone further in like
Yeah.
like I said, like I was like we just found this out recently that Darwin's sister just graduated from law school and my sister just graduated from law school.
Yep.
And I always wanted to go to law school, right? And when my sister started, I'm like, well, shit. My sister's a year older than me, so if I start in a year, I will graduate the same time she graduated. And I never did it. And she's done now, and it went so fast. The 4 years of law school, and she takes the bar. Oh, is your sister taking the bar exam in?
She's I don't know when she's gonna take it, but she's been studying for it, right? Like
yeah, no, because
she's been studying for it, like
yeah,
it's already been like a year she's talking about it.
The next test is next week.
Oh, okay.
Next week. So I don't know if maybe she's gonna be in Sacramento. Let me ask her, Jen, is the bar exam only in Sacramento, or is there other places where they? What's the other closest place here? Oh, okay. Your sister's probably doing it in San Jose.
Okay. If she is, I'm not sure, but yeah, I hope she.
Oh,
is.
yeah,
she better. She better.
Did you ever talk to Darwin's sister, Jen? Oh, Caroline talked to her. Oh yeah. Oh, I thought my sister was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna talk to her, but I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Yeah, us Mexican lawyers gotta stick together, right?
Yeah. Hey, what's that? He doesn't know. That's why I was asking him. But I figured if she did, she'd probably take it in San Jose then. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, you know, like I was there at the graduation because I'm supporting. I have the respect for my sister.
Yeah.
And I see the people graduating there, and I'm like, oh, well, there's hope for me. I can go to school, get all the prerequisites, and then go to law school. Still, there's still hope for me. Dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because you never did you ever finish?
Nope.
Okay, but you can go to law school after finishing 2 years of college. You don't have to get a 4-year degree to go to law school.
You just get
you can get an associate's degree.
Oh wow!
But then you have to score a certain amount on the LSAT test, and then if you do, because that's what my other niece, Coach Layton's youngest daughter, she just started, and she has a 2-year degree, and then she took the test, got a good score, and now she's in law school. So.
Oh, dude, dope.
All right, yeah. So you don't have to go through 4 years of college to go to law school. Hey, what do we should do, Darwin? and then we'll cut this off and talk offline. Yeah. We should go to law. Hey, we should both go to law school, bro. If you take the time and get that 2 years out of the way, by that time I'll be ready, and then we'll just do it. Just think if you and I had to go to class together all the time,
tight, like, bro, keep each other accountable.
It'd be like, hey, that would be like
a TV show, bro.
Hey, they'd be like, oh, not those guys again. How do they know so much? How do they know so much about going to court? But like, nigga, because we've been to court so many times.
Straight up, bro. Yeah, like it's funny because like now that when I was younger, I didn't really know what I wanted to do other than rap and be on stage.
Yeah,
and perform, right?
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, I'm like, if I become a lawyer, I would definitely want to focus on family law. Right?
Yeah.
That's something that I was plagued with. You know what I mean? I'm very interested now, like in I want to get to Mars. I want to be one of the pioneers or help get there, right? You know what I mean? So I want to learn.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious in astrophysics and and shit like that, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's never too late, bro.
It's never too late, bro. Never too late. Man.
My mom's aunt Marge, who I think you've met at some point at one of the parties at my mom's house. She passed away now, but she graduated from college when she was 72. Yeah.
So she decided, she's like, you know what? Now I got time.
Yeah.
I got time today.
Yeah, I was telling one of my teachers about that a long time ago, and they go, "Oh, in 1972." I'm like, "No, when she was 72 years old." They're like, "Wow!" And she ended up working at some like a school for disabled kids or something, and for a long time, you know.
Yeah.
So it's never too late, bro. It's never too late. What are the things? Excuse me. Way up.
That's your bedtime, old timer.
Oh no, bro! I'm gonna get up and try to do something tonight. It's 10:53 right now.
That's right.
When I went to Andy's house, I pulled out, and there was like a group of people like barbecuing on the front yard. And there was like a couple of guys and a couple of girls, and the girls like turned and looked and were just like, yeah. I mean, like they physically shake their head, and the dude's like, "Yeah, I like your car, bro," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." And I called Andy. I go, "I got to go back, bro. We got to go meet your neighbors, bro. They got bitches over
there. Straight up, bro. Hell yeah.
Because Andy's got a nice house.
Yeah, yeah. Got a nice house. Does he have roommates, or is it just him?
He lives there with his uncle, but I think he says his uncle's moving out, and he's either going to get another place or find a roommate. And I told him, I potentially would move in here, like, because it's a house, bro. It's a house, a legit house, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny. It's funny to say that because we're like so used to people in our price range living in an apartment, you know. But he's fucking a house, like a house, dog. Like
he's
the backyard.
Always had a house too. That motherfucker's always had a house. Like he gets roommates and he gets a house.
It's a nice house, bro. Like I told him, I go, you should, you should be thankful because it does feel good to come into a house and have a backyard and a front yard and a garage and all that shit.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah, and have to deal with fucking upstairs and downstairs neighbors and shit.
Yeah. I just came from an apartment and it's like fucking. I was like, is there either there's a dog upstairs or they're fucking at normal, very strange times of the night, you know?
And what was it? Did you find out?
It was I'm pretty sure it was a dog.
Okay. Hey, shit. Who knows though? Who knows? Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Weird, bro. Oh yeah. All right. A question. Last question.
Last question.
Any word of advice for the youngsters out there?
In terms of music, or in terms of
life, anything.
Music, life, or bitches. Pick one.
Music, life, or bitches. Let's go with life.
Damn, I thought you were gonna say music.
Nah, let's go with life. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'll say with life. I'll say with life. There's one thing that people can never take away from you. Is the knowledge that you've acquired over the time of your life, and it doesn't. And I don't necessarily mean like going to school, but going to school can be part of it. But the more you learn, the more you're qualified to make big decisions in your life, you know.
Yeah.
And they can take away your freedom, they could take away your money, they could take away your car, they could take away your house, but they'll never be able to take away all the shit that you know. And the more you know, the more you're gonna have, the more opportunities you're gonna have, you know.
Yeah.
So if so like keep going to school, you know, and like not go to school because your parents make you go to school, or not go to college because you think that's the thing, you know. Find something that you really enjoy, you know, like but my first 4 years in college, I majored in Spanish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought to myself, what the fuck am I going to learn in college that I don't already know? And then I thought, well, if I major in Spanish, I'm going to learn another language, you know. And I thought that's some knowledge that I like to have.
So you didn't grow up speaking Spanish with your dad or nothing, then, huh?
No, because my mom doesn't speak Spanish. My sister doesn't speak a word of Spanish. Nobody in my family speaks Spanish except for me and my dad.
That is crazy, bro. I did not know that.
Yeah. And I just, I learned little by little. And then obviously, like with music has been a big part of my life. So I listen to a lot of Spanish. Well, that's what I listen to.
Hella corrido. That's why I thought I grew up listening to this shit then.
Yeah, no, people trip out when I tell them that. And I know them all, you know, like.
Yeah.
Like I've learned to speak well, and
way more corrido than me, and I grew up speaking Spanish, bro. So that's something. That's something.
But yeah, that's I would say that's something that if someone had to take one thing away from me, or some piece of advice, or when I die and you need to find a clip of me to play at my funeral, play that, you know. Play that. Talk about, just the education is important and knowledge is important, and don't believe everything you read, you know. Everything you read. And but I'll touch on music too, just because that's kind of what I think I originally came here for.
Yeah, 100%.
But when it comes to music, just like one thing that Dren always told me is like, don't try to be someone else. Just do what you want to do and make the music that you want to make. And one thing that him and I would discuss, we're like, if someone didn't try something completely out of the ordinary, there would not be separate genres of music. You know, that's the reason why there's different genres of music. Is because someone just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make some. I'm gonna take this violin and I'm gonna
Do
call it a
what I
fiddle and I'm
want to
gonna be."
do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And so you know, and I tell people like, who knows, whatever the music the music that you decide to make, that might become the next big genre. You know, and
Like a hip
so,
hop, right?
yeah, because hip hop wasn't a genre before. It was just like, what is this? Not even people would say this is not even music. You know,
I remember you
and
back to Dren. I remember you said that your one of your music teachers told Dren or you that DJing is not an instrument, but because you can't play the scales.
yeah.
And,
So listen, someone did say that. They said they would argue that you can't. It's not a music because you can't play scales. And then someone came out with a record that had certain tones on it, and then it would tell you where on the pitch you would move the turntable to be at what note. So I said, "Now you can't play the notes, my boy." And you know, and it makes sense. You know, just it's if for those that don't know, like on a turntable, it has a pitch and it slows it down and speeds things up. So if you have a certain sound, to go,
yep.
and you could, and someone came up with the record that, you know, you could actually read a sheet music and play it, and it will play in perfect tune or whatever, you know. But yeah,
And then Dren was like, "Ha ha!"
yeah,
That guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's what it
yeah,
was.
dude. Yeah. Don't be afraid to do something new, right? You know, especially when it comes to
Yeah,
music. We haven't
yeah,
heard it
and
all. We haven't heard it
yeah,
all.
yeah. And you know, it reminds you of when like Cypress Hill's first album had a certain sound to it, and then their second album was completely different. And initially, Dred and I were like, "Oh, well, that's not what I expected." But then we're like, "Well, why would we want another album that sounds like the first one? This is their progression, you know." The same thing with Outkast. If you listen to Outkast albums, they all sound different, you know.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
and you know, you definitely want that progression. So like, you know, someone as a musician, like, do it, and you know, and also find what you're good at. You know, like if you want to become a singer, and then you realize that you don't sing very well, that doesn't mean you can't be a musician. Just find something that you're good at. Maybe play the guitar, you know,
Yeah,
or if
exactly.
or if you play the guitar and you're not good at it, play something else. You know, like everybody has music in them. So no one could tell you you can't be a musician, but we could tell you that you're a better guitar player than you're a singer, or say that you're better at playing the violin than you are at playing the drums. You know,
Yeah,
so
100%.
find what you're good at, and that's one of the things I learned from Verbal Tech, because when he brought Dren and I in, he would have like beats for a song, right? And then Dren would say, "Well, I got a beat that you might want to listen to that you might want to use for that song." And then Dren would play it, and he's like, "Oh, well, that's it. We're using your beat now." And I'd tell him, "Bro, you're not mad that we just came in and like kicked your beats to the side?" He's all, "No." He's all, "Because I know what I'm good at, and I'm good at recording and studio sound and making shit sound clean. You guys are good at making beats." He's all, "So let's use your beats." He's all, and I look at it like this. He's all, Bomb Productions is dope, and I found Bomb Productions. That makes me a genius. I
100%.
go, all right, I get it. I got it then.
A
I got it.
hundred,
You
a
know,
hundred fucking percent, bro. Yeah, dude.
you
Yeah.
know.
Hell yeah. What's
So
up?
yeah.
Word of advice for the bitches now, bro. About the bitches for us chubby guys that don't think
Oh
we
man.
can pull bitches, bro. If I could tell
Hey, I'll
something
tell you.
myself back in the day about that, I'd be like, yo, Lil Weezy, they want to fuck
Hey,
too. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you like this.
Girls want to
Like
fuck just as bad as you do, son.
when you when I always I always tell this to a girl and they say, "Oh my God, you're so funny." I say, "If you make a girl laugh, you can make a girl do anything." And I think that's actually a line from Marilyn Monroe.
No way.
Yeah, yeah, you know, and you know, you also have to remember like when it comes to females, they're different than men. If you talk to men, like you could put a bunch of men in a room and say, look at all these females and put them in order of who's the hottest and who's the least hot, right? Most men are gonna pick the same girls that are hot and the same ones that are not, right?
Yeah.
But females all have different types, you know. Like there's girls that like, bro. Every That's what I would say. If you're short, chubby, and have a mustache, the girl that you like, the girl that you like right now might not like you, but there's someone out there that looks just like her, that like short, chubby man with a mustache. So go out and find them.
There's a girl for you, 100%.
Sometimes it's a little bit more difficult, you know, if you're not. I mean, I'm not ugly or nothing, but I'm not like fucking Brad Pitt handsome.
I know what you mean.
But you know, so you sometimes you got to work a little bit harder, or just be a little bit, have a little bit more. So just use what you got, I mean, this sounds stupid. I mean, it doesn't sound stupid, but this is kind of what I think now too. You know, I fucking drive a Porsche, bro, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll be like, I can get bitches because of my car. And I go, and then someone will say, well, that bitch just trying to talk to you because your car. Well, I don't give a fuck. This bitch just wants to talk to you because you're pretty. You didn't. That's nothing you did. You know, like.
Yeah, you only want to talk to her because she's hot, anyway. So
yeah, so fuck it. Yeah, fuck it.
So who's more shallow, me or her? You know.
Yeah. So if you don't have the self-esteem that you wish you had, just make sure you have a couple extra tools in your belt.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. 100%.
You know, fucking. Drive a Porsche.
Drive a Porsche. Letting bitches know what up. Wow. 100%, dude. 100%, bro. Hell yeah, Tom. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Any socials?
Appreciate it, man.
Any ads that you want to plug?
My Instagram is at Tom Hernandez 1. That's pretty much all. I'm not as active on social media as I used to, but Instagram is where I go.
All right.
Check. So at Tom Hernandez 1. Facebook, I don't really fuck with Facebook, but.
Facebook, too much drama, huh?
I still have you know, it's funny because I didn't realize this, but when I post on my Instagram story, it goes to my Facebook story. So my mom was like, "Oh, did you guys play pool last night?" I go, "How the fuck did you know I played pool?" And she's like, "I saw it on Facebook." I go, "I didn't even know I still had a Facebook."
It's tagged. Well, it's the same company, so
yeah. When on 4th of July, she said, "You guys had a big bottle of liquor." I go, "How do you know we had a big bottle of liquor?" She's like, "I saw it on
Facebook." Hell yeah, bro. Shout out to Facebook, keeping families connected, dude. 100%, bro.
Hey, since we're doing shout outs, we didn't mention him today only because we didn't tell my whole life story, but shout out to Lil Dusty. That's someone who's a big influence in my life.
No, we definitely talked about Lil Dusty, but yeah. Not like too crazy, but you mentioned them. You did mention them.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you mentioned them.
Now it sounds like I'm in love with them. Keep bringing up his name.
Shout out to Little Dusty, bro, for sure, dude. Yeah.
That's a talent. He's talented, bro, and he's another person that's a big influence in the Central Coast hip hop, and you know, I appreciate the invite, or did I invite myself onto this?
No, you actually know. You said, you mentioned it, and I'm like, yes, I'm glad I didn't have to ask you, you know? So yeah, 100%, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm with it, bro.
Hey, this is good. Hey, I'm down to do it again, and next time we do it, like, let's have, like, can we get 3 people on here?
We can get a bunch of people on this, bro.
Okay, so
shit, dude.
Okay, so Olivia and I are starting a podcast. So before we start our podcast, we'll do an interview with you, and we can explain what our podcast is going to be about. And because she's funny too, she's hilarious, bro. She'll be a good day.
And that's tight, okay, so because you like the female aspect of things too is like definitely people want to hear that, you know.
Yeah. So then we'll be back again soon. Hopefully everybody liked this, and
we out.
Peace out, yo.
Peace out. So, like, all we do is do drugs or drink, you know what I mean? Kick it.